really talking about is life, the choices we make, the symptoms we ignore, the questions we're sometimes afraid to ask. Because behind every blood test, every diagnosis, every prescription, there is a human story. And this evening, we begin with yours. And if you've missed any of our conversations, remember you can catch the reruns on Fridays at 11 a.m. or Saturday at 11:30 a.m. on CNC3. Or join us online on the CNC3 website. We're also streaming on Facebook, where the discussion continues long after the cameras stop rolling. And feel free to follow our Ask the Doctor Facebook page. And of course, every Friday we take these conversations even further in the Ask the Doctor column in the Trinidad Guardian. So, whether you're watching from your living room, your phone, or catching up later, you're part of this. And allow me to say Eid Mubarak. Blessings to the Hindus as well who have started Navratri. And of course, we remain in the holy season of Lent in the Christian calendar. But let's start with the doctor's capsule. There is a new global study which is raising an important warning about climate change and your health. Researchers found that as temperatures rise, people are becoming less physically active. Why? Well, quite simply, it's too hot to move. Looking at data from over 150 countries, the study showed that for every month with temperatures above 28 degrees Celsius, like Trinidad and Tobago, physical inactivity increases. And this could lead to up to 500,000 premature deaths globally each year. The impact is expected to be greatest in hotter regions like the West Indies, Africa, and parts of Asia, and especially amongst women and lower socio-economic brackets. But here's why this matters, because physical inactivity or sedentary lifestyles remain a major risk factor for heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, and obesity. So rising temperatures aren't just an environmental issue, they're a public health crisis. Experts are now calling for cooler cities, safer spaces to exercise, and better public guidance on staying active, even as you try to beat the heat. If you've been following, there's a serious meningitis outbreak in Kent in England, and that has led to the deaths of at least 2 young people, with more than 20 persons hospitalized, many of them students. So it's caused by a particularly nasty bug, meningococcal meningitis. So that's the lining of the brain becomes inflamed and infected. It's a fast-moving and potentially deadly infection that can become life-threatening within hours. Early symptoms can look like a normal flu-like illness: fever, headache, neck ache, or stiffness, vomiting, drowsiness. But warning signs include cold hands and feet, rapid breathing, and a rash that does not fade when pressed. The infection spreads through close contact, such as coughing, sneezing, or even kissing, which is why students and young persons in close living environments may particularly be at risk. Health authorities are now tracing contacts and giving preventative antibiotics to limit spread. Vaccination remains a key mode of protection, but as is the case with most vaccines, uptake has fallen in recent years, and not all strains will be covered. The important message is simple: recognize the symptoms early, act quickly, and don't ignore those signs. Because when it comes to meningitis, time can save lives. Further afield, spending time in nature may be one of the simplest and most powerful ways to improve your mental health. I always advocate for the great outdoors, and a new review of over 100 brain imaging studies shows that being in natural environments actually changes how the brain works. It increases your brain waves linked to relaxation and reduces activity in some of the areas associated with stress, anxiety, and overthinking. So in simple terms, nature helps your brain to slow down. And that's linked to a growing trend called dusking, which involves pausing to watch the transition from day to night. And it's gaining popularity as a way to reconnect, reflect, and step away from the pressure of constant productivity. And that message is also clear. Sometimes the best medicine is not a pill, it's a pause. So maybe today, step outside, slow down, and let your mind breathe a little. At 6 o'clock one morning, a woman sat outside a public clinic with a numbered card in her hand. She had been there since before sunrise, not because she wanted to, because she had no choice. Her blood pressure was rising, her headaches were worsening, and like thousands of others across this country, time for her was not theoretical, it was urgent. Would you believe a year has passed? A year ago, I wrote a column called The Emperor's New Hospital. Many of you read it, some of you shared it. Some laughed, and some didn't, and a few were quite upset, which usually means it was close to the truth. But let me say this evening to those who read, who reflected, and who engaged honestly. Thank you. Because real progress does not begin with applause, it begins with the truth. 1 year later, would you believe the Emperor's New Hospital is still closed? The government has changed, the speeches have changed, the colors on the podium have changed, and the doors remain locked. So in medicine, a year is not a small thing. Tumors grow, kidneys fail, blood vessels quietly narrow. Time matters in health, but somehow when it comes to buildings, time seems to behave differently. A hospital cannot treat patients if it is just a building. So it's not theater we're talking about. And the public has been sitting in the audience for far too long. Because inside a real hospital, there are no ribbon cuttings. There are ward rounds at dawn. There are anxious families. There are nurses doing calculations in real time. There are doctors making decisions that must be right the first time. Medicine is not performance art, it is precision. So a building, a structure, does not deliver health care. People do, beds do, equipment does, systems do. Without those, a hospital is simply a very expensive promise. If you ask a patient what they want, they don't ask for an architectural drawing. They want to be seen, they want to be treated, they want to go home better than they came. And so the question is simple. How did we get here? Because hospitals do not fail quietly. Decisions are made. Timelines are promised. And when things go wrong, the public deserves to know why. In The Emperor's New Clothes, that classic fairy tale from Hans Christian Andersen, it took a child to say what everyone already knew. But this evening, we do not need a child. We need honesty. A hospital really, and we've learned this over the year, does not open when a ribbon is cut. It opens when the first patient is treated. And until that happens, the Emperor's New Hospital is still a promise waiting to be kept. It's time for a short break, and when we return, the Kiddies capsule is up next.
Looking for a completely natural way to supplement your family's diet? Only BioStrath gives your body more than 60 of the essential nutrients it needs every day in a product that's 100% natural, so it's more easily absorbed. For stronger immunity, enhanced focus, increased energy and stamina, and faster recovery. BioStrath, get what you need naturally.
Ramadan Kareem from Passad's The Food King. This season, we welcome you to 30 nights of blessed value. Enjoy incredible savings on your Ramadan essentials. Central Farm Halal Duck Cut Up, £4, $99. Halal Bone Goat, £4, $110. Chana Large Grain, 2,000 grams, $39.99. Chief Curry Powder, 230 grams, $26. Cook's Made Quick Oats, 226 grams, 4 packs for $20. Nescafe Colombian Bold Blend Coffee, 170 grams, $34.99. Rico Seedless Dates, 200 grams, $14.99. Ciara Halal Chicken Franks, 340 grams, 3 packs for $20. Shake Split Peas Powder, 400 grams, 2 packs, $15. Fresh Harvest Sweetened Condensed Milk, 390 grams, 3 tins, $25. Shake Vermicelli Sawine, 200 grams, 4 packs, $19.99. Value for every home this Ramadan at Passad's The Food King. Sale ends March 19, 2026 or while stocks last.
We are your one-stop, most convenient, most helpful, most caring community pharmacy. Our pharmaceutical services include dispensing medicines, repeat dispensing, clinical governance, but we also have a fully stocked convenience store featuring our refreshment aisle, grocery lane, personal care products, toys, pet supplies. We are most conveniently located out of the traffic, just 2 minutes off the highway in Heartland Plaza, Endeavour Chaguanas. Contact us on 220-8705 or 4705-938 and visit us soon.
Welcome back to CNC3's Ask the Doctor. This is the part of the program where we turn big medical questions into fun, simple answers. Because being healthy doesn't have to be boring, it can be exciting. So let's jump right into this evening's Kiddies capsule.
Habits are drink water regularly, help others, study regularly, play games, eat healthy meals, and go to bed early. I am Selena Sidising from Lendo Village Hindu School, and this was your Kiddies capsule. Bye!
Some good habits for children to always practice. Wake up early, brush your teeth twice a day, bathe every day, pray to God, clean your room, and exercise daily. I'm Castle Lesson from Lendo Village Hindu School. This was your Kiddies capsule. Bye.
Hello, my name is Vincent and I attend Specialist Learning Center. Today I want to talk about Down syndrome. Down syndrome is a congenital genetic condition, meaning a person is born with it. It happens when a person has 3 copies of chromosome 21 instead of 2. Chromosomes carry instructions that help our bodies grow and develop. Because of this, people with Down syndrome may develop more slowly, may have some medical conditions like heart or learning challenges, and may also have features that make them look a little different. But many people with Down syndrome are warm, social, and resilient, wanting respect and kindness like we all do. They too can live happy and meaningful lives. World Down Syndrome Day is celebrated on March the 21st annually. Can you guess why? I'm not going to tell you. You've got this. On this day, let's celebrate inclusion and kindness. That was your Kiddies capsule. Have a great night.
Hi, my name is Naya and I attend Dunross. I'm going to tell you why reading is important. Reading is like going on an adventure, but without leaving your home. I meet interesting characters and learn amazing things. When you read, you also get better at spelling, writing, and understanding words. There are so many books to read from, even it's comics, joke books, fact books, anything. So pick up a book and start reading and let your imagination grow. This was your Kiddies capsule. Have a good night and sleep tight, and also enjoy your books and read them.
And it's always a treasure trove of information on this fan-favorite segment. Feel free to send videos of school-aged children discussing these health-related themes to Uncle Rajiv at 800-CNC3. It's time for a short break, and when we return, the Medical Minds segment awaits.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry, premier insurance coverage for less.
Ramadan specials at Food Basket, Arima, Shagwana, Champlain and Gulf View. Goat, 4 pounds for $99. Chana, 5 pounds for $19.95. Delicious dates, $19.95 per pound. Big deal, 1 gallon oil, $59.95. Crown 8 kg rice, $59.95. Green butterfly evaporated milk, 3 for $17.95. 4Z vermicelli, 1600 gram, $24.95. Ramadan specials at Food Basket, Arima, Shagwana, Champlain and Gulf View.
Your immune system is your first line of defense. Discover BioStrath Immune Health. BioStrath Immune Health is enriched with zinc, ensuring that your body stays resilient. BioStrath Immune Health. Get what you need naturally.
Looking for the ultimate gaming experience? Welcome to Phase 22 Gaming Lounge, where gamers of all ages come to play, compete, and have fun. Dive into your favorite games on PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, or race on our high-tech racing rigs. And experience the thrill of VR with PlayStation and MetaQuest. Our lounge is safe, comfortable, and perfect for everyone. When you're done, check out the latest gaming systems, accessories, and even Samsung and Apple phones. Visit us on the second floor of Gulf City Mall or call 786-2404 to book your gaming session today.
Get a free pair of polarized sunglasses with the purchase of new Gen S Transitions lenses with anti-reflective coating and frames. Selected designer frames now just $4.99 with additional promotions. Hurry, limited time only at Seaview Optical.
Is mealtime more of a chore than a cherished time? Does a lack of appetite keep your family, young and old, from getting the nourishment they need? Introducing Apetamin, the gentle, effective appetite stimulant designed for every age. Apetamin helps spark the natural desire to eat, turning hesitant nibbles into satisfying meals. Watch as food becomes exciting again, fueling growth, energy, and shared moments around the table. Give your body the gift of a joyful appetite. Find Apetamin in pharmacies nationwide.
For over 50 years, we served communities across Trinidad. But growth isn't about standing still. It's about choosing what comes next. Introducing Passad's The Food King Grand Market Barapo, a new standard for the South. The Grand Market is where community meets quality. Our newly launched Via Bakery offers our fresh breads and pastries that are made daily. From the spices that flavor your meals to the moments that bring families together. And when it's time to slow down, our cafe offers a place to pause, connect, and enjoy the moment. From fresh meats prepared with care to aisles filled with the choices families trust and prices that put people first. Every day, families trust us with the moments that matter most, the meals they share, the traditions they keep, and the memories they create. And that's a responsibility we carry with pride. Bigger, fresher, thoughtfully built. The Grand Market Barapo, because at the heart of everything we do, quality and value. That's our way.
Welcome back to the #1 show for news, views, and interviews of all things medical. A single tooth, when it starts to hurt, can disrupt your entire life. And to help us understand why and what to do about it, we're joined by a man who knows smiles inside and out, as we welcome no stranger to the Medical Minds segment, the dental surgeon Dr. Dion Kunulal.
I'm Dr. Dion Kunulal, and today I'll be talking to you about toothache remedies. Thank you to Ask the Doctor and Dr. Toothache for having us. If you have a toothache right now, I know how frustrating that feeling is because it can stop you from eating, sleeping, and even thinking straight. So today, I'll give you safe, simple remedies that can help you manage the pain until you can get to a dentist. Because the most important thing to understand is this: a toothache is usually a warning sign. And the real fix is in treating the cause, not just masking the pain. First, quick safety check. If you have swelling in your face, fever, pus, a bad taste that keeps coming back, pain that's getting worse fast, or you are having trouble swallowing or breathing, that's not something to write off. You need urgent care. Now, if it's a regular toothache and you're waiting on an appointment, here's what to do. Step 1. Rinse gently with some warm salt water. Sometimes food gets trapped and irritates the gum, so a rinse helps settle things. Step 2. Floss carefully around the tooth. Not aggressively, just enough to remove anything stuck in between the teeth. Step 3. If the area feels swollen or the tooth was hit or traumatized, use a cold compress on the outside of your cheek for about 10 to 15 minutes at a time. That can help reduce inflammation and numb the area a bit. Step 4. For pain relief, use over-the-counter pain medication as directed on the label. For many adults, medicines like ibuprofen or paracetamol can help. If you have stomach ulcers, kidney issues, or certain medical conditions, or you're on blood thinners, check with your doctor or pharmacist first. Now, let me tell you what not to do, because these old remedies can make things worse. Please don't put aspirin directly on your tooth or gums. It can burn the soft tissue and leave you with a painful chemical burn on top of the toothache. And be cautious with strong home mixtures and oils. Some people reach out for things like clove oil, but it's not routinely recommended, and it can irritate tissues in the wrong way. The safest plan is pain control and get the tooth assessed. Now here's the part I really want you to remember. If your toothache lasts more than a day or two, keeps waking you up, or returns repeatedly, it usually means something deeper is going on, like decay, a cracked tooth, or inflamed nerve or infection. What we do as the dentist is to find the source and treat it properly. That could mean a filling, sometimes a deep clean around the gum, certain cases a root canal or extraction, depending on what the tooth needs. Yes, use the remedies to stay comfortable, but don't ignore the message the tooth is sending you. If you're dealing with pain right now, go to your dentist and have a consultation early, because early treatment is usually simpler, more comfortable, and less costly. I'm Dr. Dion Kunua, and thank you for watching. Take care of your smile.
We say a special thank you for your love, service and support, and indeed birthday blessings in advance to Dr. Dion Kunulal and the extended family. It's time for a short break. You know the drill. One question, one right answer, and you could be our next lucky winner. Healthy joints, a happy heart, and prizes you love. The giveaway segment is coming up next.
My man, Andre.
Good night, Anthony.
7 years with the company, and we couldn't do it without Antoine.
Happy birthday, dear Alejandro. Happy birthday to you.
Who's Angelo? We're like coworkers who don't forget your name.
I'm Angelo.
CG United. Good like that.
Recession have you down? Don't lose hope. Head on down to Tire Clinic for the recession deals. That should big savings with our road hazard warranty on Dunlop 2021 Falcon tires. Available at Tire Clinic, Cuba, Chaguanas, and Pleasance Park. Tire Clinic, a tire for every need. Call 636-8973 or 636-2958.
Okay, let me see you, Cherry Hill. Yeah, now take it back. Let me see you rock off, shake off. Let me see you rock off. Let me see you kick right. Now step forward, now step back.
Lucozade, bring the energy. Unbeatable taste, new look.
Shake off, let me see you rock off.
Get a free pair of polarized sunglasses with the purchase of new Gen S Transitions lenses with anti-reflective coating and frames. Selected designer frames now just $4.99 with additional promotions. Hurry, limited time only at Seaview Optical.
Panadol's new formula, 5 times faster than other paracetamol brands.
There's no time to waste during special moments. When I need fast pain relief, I choose Panadol Rapid. With its new formula and exclusive technology, it's 5 times faster than other paracetamol, giving me effective pain relief. And it's also gentle on my stomach. Because my greatest gift is giving them special moments.
Welcome back to CNC3's Ask the Doctor. We're live on Thursdays with a rerun on Friday at 11 a.m. or Saturday at 11:30 a.m. So it's giveaway time with the compliments of Joseph Sandel and the rest of his superb team at Great Health Works. Now, World Glaucoma Week was in the start of March. This year it was March 8th to the 14th, 2026. And we know that it's a silent thief of sight. So this question is courtesy Neela, who sent it in with respect to glaucoma. In this condition, this silent thief of sight, what part of the eye is actually being damaged? And it is a fairly common cause of irreversible blindness. It's a best out of 4. Is it the lens, the retina, the optic nerve, or the cornea? So with respect to glaucoma, when we're examining the eyes, we're screening persons, particularly if you have a family history, if you're Afro-Trinidadian, if you've had a history of high eye pressures, your doctor will want to ensure that there is no damage occurring to a specific part of the eye. The phone line's already burning up. Good evening and welcome to Ask the Doctor. Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Thank you for joining us, sir. It's a pleasure to have you on the air. What's our answer?
Thank you.
What's our answer this evening to the giveaway segment?
The answer is C, the optic nerve.
Congratulations, you're a winner. The first caller. Well done, sir. The optic nerve. And that's why it's so important to go for screening, because there may be a paucity or no symptoms, according to Neela, our ophthalmology consultant. So, have you used these supplements before?
Yes, sir.
What has been your experience thus far?
So far, so good. I recently started the probiotic also.
Okay, so I'm pleased that the sponsors will want to take some of your personal information off the air, and I'm sure that they will want to give you some samples as your prize. Congratulations, and thank you for being a part of our Ask the Doctor family. So the optic nerve damaged silently from this thief of sight, all part of raising awareness with respect to glaucoma. It's time for you to take center stage because the open forum is coming up next. Stay with us.
Cruise In Hotel and Yachting Center, we're all about time. In fact, once you check in, there's no time to lose. Reconnect with a little family time. Make a splash with some pool time. Spend some treasured quality time. Or just immerse yourself in some quiet time. Indulge your senses at dinner time. We even have the perfect venue when it's your celebration time. So it's high time you visit Cruise In. Choose our day pass or call 607-4000 to make your dinner or hotel reservations or to find out more about our event spaces. Take a time out at Cruise In Hotel and Yachting Center.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488 or visit our website to order.
Struggling with picky eating? Or unexplained loss of appetite? Or tired of trying to gain weight with no results? Apetamin is here to help. This powerful appetite stimulant encourages healthier eating, supports weight gain, and improves BMI, perfect for both adults and children. Only Apetamin contains lysine, an essential amino acid that boosts appetite, builds muscle, supports growth, and aids calcium absorption. Take control of your appetite and reach your weight gain goals with Apetamin. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Welcome back to the open forum of CNC3's Ask the Doctor. We'd love to hear from you with questions of a medical nature. The number's on the screen, and as a reminder, when you're patched into the studio, listen on your telephone rather than the TV set, because there is a delay that creates confusion. So our first caller hails from Princestown. Good evening and welcome to our show.
Good evening, Doctor.
Thank you for joining us, sir.
Okay, if you would permit me,
absolutely.
I want to ask a question on behalf of my uncle.
Yes, sir.
He is 80 years old. In 2016, he was diagnosed with fistula, 2 fistulas, and anal fistulas, and he was scheduled for surgery on about 4 or 5 occasions, and the surgery keeps putting off.
Yes, sir.
And what has happened is that the doctor tell him that they can no longer do anything about it. He has to get private medical treatment. And my second question is of a similar nature. In 2018, that very uncle of mine, he was diagnosed with cataract, and he was scheduled for operations on about 4 or 5 times, and up to today he cannot get the surgery at the San Fernando Hospital, and he has been going and coming, and now it has reached a stage where the doctors there, they are giving him 6 months appointment there. And again, they tell him that he has to seek private medical attention. I have tried customer service, have tried everything that is available to help him, but there seems that nothing is coming forward. I don't know if you would be able to put me in the right direction so that we can have the surgery done on him for both his eye and for the anal fistula. I would listen to you off the air, doctor, and you have a happy Eid, have a happy Navratri, and may God bless you always. Okay, Doc, I'll listen to you off the air.
And thank you very much for taking the time to call in. That very booming, distinguished voice is well known to our viewers on Ask the Doctor. Reciprocations to you and your family, and of course, the Lenten season as we move towards Good Friday and Easter too. So, for the sake of our viewers, a fistula is an abnormal communication which exists between 2 surfaces. In this case, it may occur in the anal region, and some of the persons may have infection. It may be associated with pain, soiling of the underwear. Now, the public service is just that, is meant to serve the general public. And certainly, I wouldn't want to think that a doctor would have said that it would be safer to seek private care if that service is available in the regional health authority in question. In this case, I'm assuming it could be Southwest RHA. Now, you've tried customer service with respect to the general surgery clinic as well as the eye clinic. He's been waiting for approximately 8 years to have one of the commonest operations in the world, which is a cataract surgery, the clouding of the lens. There is usually an implantation of a new one to assist with vision. As he's growing older, this will become necessary because it may be age-related and accelerated in certain medical problems such as diabetes. I would advise to return to the customer services and don't think that the role of the Member of Parliament Parliament is only to fix roads or to assist with schools and different aspects. The role of ministers and your member of Parliament is also to serve the people within the constituencies. You may want to seek help, because I've actually had letters in the past when I've been in clinics from members of Parliament actually seeking assistance. So those hard-working MPs actually seeking assistance on behalf of the constituents. Return to customer service. There's a hierarchy in place at all of the regional health authorities. New boards are there. Sometimes the chief executive officers have changed. So the managerial posts are there to serve the public. It's not just to sign off on paperwork. It's not just to have a problem if they read the Emperor's New Hospital. There's been a change. Seek attention, revise it. Thank you for taking the time to call in on his behalf. And blessings to you, your family, especially that uncle. Our next caller hails from Las Lomas. Good evening and welcome to our show.
Hello, Doctor.
Thank you for joining us, sir. Welcome.
Yes.
Good evening.
Happy Diwali. Okay. Doctor.
Well, it's Navratri now, but yes, go on. Yes.
Doctor.
Yes, sir.
I have a serious problem.
Tell me.
They call it fish eye.
Yes, sir.
Could you give me some information as to how I can get rid of it? Sir?
Thank you very much for taking the time to call in. So I've actually heard that Eid will now be on Saturday, March the 21st. So that has been a change too, based on the sighting of the moon. So in terms of that hard area underneath the feet, so the sole of the foot may get some hard, very painful spots, locally known as fish eyes, but sometimes may actually represent plantar warts. So it's caused by a virus. Persons who may be barefooted or for whatever reason, they get a hard point on the sole of their feet, and especially where you are applying pressure. It's important to ensure that you have appropriate footwear to actually absorb some of that pressure. Sometimes simple anti-inflammatories may help. If you're not a diabetic, there may be medications available at your pharmacy, but chat with your doctor to actually get rid of that hard layer of skin that could be exquisitely tender. So it could represent a viral or plantar wart, so you may want to actually consider Googling this, and it may be under the purview of a podiatrist. So that's a specialist that handles problems affecting the feet, such as Ann Lima in San Fernando, or a dermatologist. So there's actually a form of treatment involving liquid nitrogen in which that area is frozen and then the skin sloughs and can be removed. So one size doesn't fit all, especially in someone who has a history of diabetes. You want to be careful if you're actually thinking about removing that top protective layer of the skin, because it's almost like you've opened a barrier if that occurs, and there is a potential for infection. So there are various forms of treatment ranging from simple drops or plaster that may be applied based on the size of the area. You may want to explore viral or plantar warts. It's a very common problem, and I believe that it can be eased without any major surgical intervention. As we head to the east, as Arima is on the line, good evening and welcome to the open forum of CNC3's Ask the Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor, and I want to thank you for this excellent program that you have on a Thursday night.
Most welcome, sir.
I have one question pertaining to hypertension.
Yes, sir.
When you take your pressure on your left hand, you get one reading, and then if you take your pressure on the right hand, you get a completely different reading, which is much lower.
Yes, sir.
Is this normal, and if so, what could be done about it? Thank you very much.
You are most welcome, and it's a pleasure to have you as part of our family on the show. And this is a very common phenomenon, and a mild difference between arms may not be of significance. For the sake of our viewers, hypertension is the most important preventable cause of premature death in the world. That top number is called a systolic, when the heart is contracting, and the lower number is called the diastolic blood pressure. We're aiming for levels less than 130/80 millimeters of mercury. Now, if if there is a significant difference between arms, it could indicate problems with the blood flow in your arteries. So I'm not attempting to make a diagnosis. Some persons, particularly if they're having central tearing chest pain radiating to between the shoulder blades, they may have a change in pulses between both hands or a change in blood pressures. If you've noticed a significant change in the systolic exceeding more than 20 millimeters of mercury and the lower number of diastolic exceeding 10, you may want to consider having a chat with your doctor about doing some investigations with respect to your heart. So cardiac investigations or even a referral to a specialist may be on the cards, particularly in persons who may be growing older. So a mild change or difference, it may be due to the monitor itself. So it's not saying that all of these home blood pressure kits are infallible. There may be issues. Sometimes if you check a pressure too soon, one following perhaps a few seconds later, there may be gross disparities. However, you're looking at a difference in systolic exceeding 20 or diastolic exceeding 10 as being a cause for concern and a red flag to have a chat with your primary care doctor and then to consider whether an ECG, a scan of the heart, or even further testing would be on the cards. As we head to Central Trinidad, Shaguanas is on the line. Good evening. Welcome to Ask the Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor.
Thank you for being part of our program, sir.
Sure, sir. You know, just on the lighter side before I ask for anything,
sure.
I had to check my calendar just now, Doctor.
Yeah.
And I nearly thought we were in November or October when I heard about Diwali greetings.
Yes, but that chap, he remembers that food fondly from the latter part of 2025.
yes. That's right. So, Doc,
yes,
you know, I want you to discuss for a minute something here, right? So, in Trinidad now, when someone goes to the hospital or somewhere and they come to the end and they realize there's not much you could do again, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, I know in the U.S. and in Canada there is hospice care where they have institutions or they have facilities where one goes to spend the rest of their days and so on quietly without any like support and so on. I don't know if we in Trinidad here do have such facilities or what is the procedure, because I don't really hear much about it here. Recently, in fact, this week discussing with a relative abroad about the same situation, and the person is being put in this hospice care where, you know, the body has to naturally give up on its own because there's not much the doctors and medics can do. Could you advise or could you tell us, the nation, a bit about what it is in Trinidad, how does it operate here, if there is a facility like that there, so that, you know, we here can understand that a little better. So you're doing a good job, and I'll listen off there, Doctor. Continue to go.
And thank you very much for a very insightful question. And it brings to the front burner a specialty in clinical practice which is under-recognized locally, and that is palliative care that looks at end-of-life or terminally ill patients, usually those who might have been diagnosed with cancer, but sometimes people who have bad hearts, persons who have fluid in their lungs, or those with the latter stages of kidney or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. They are on drugs, they have been prescribed some medications by their physicians, but the end is nigh. And unfortunately, it is important that we remember these people must be afforded the highest standard of care with the dignity, care, and concern at which they were accustomed to throughout their lives. And there are very small units available within the public sector for this sort of service for a terminally ill person. There is one at Cora, which was recently started, just a few beds available, and I believe there is a hospice at St. James. So there is a paucity of free or public services for persons dealing with end-of-life care. Some people wish to spend those last days free from pain and once more with dignity within the home structure, surrounded by family members and friends. And of course, there are socio-cultural reasons for that. As you can well imagine, in a country like Trinidad and Tobago, this might be preferred by most of our viewers, that if that end were to come, or if that position were to occur, they'd want to be at home. However, you'd want to have a chat with your doctors within this specific clinic. Is it a cancer clinic, the chest, or the cardiac clinic? And if you believe that palliative care, end of life, or hospice care would be the next stage, a reasoned discussion to determine transfer, where the nurses, the physicians are trained to deliver that standard of excellence that we believe is warranted in those patients. So there are some small units available, once more at Cora and at St. James, but it is sorely lacking in the public sector. Some persons may find that they go to certain care homes, residential homes, particularly as they're growing older, but we need to respect not just those individuals, but also the elderly. Thank you for bringing that to the forefront. Our next caller hails from Morvar. Good evening and welcome to our show. Hello. Thank you for joining us on Ask the Doctor. You're on the air.
Good evening, Doc. Thank you for taking my call. I hope you have a happy Eid tomorrow, you and your family.
Same to you and yours, ma'am.
I love your outfit tonight.
Thank you, ma'am. So it is an honor to have you as part of our family this evening.
What I'm talking about, I have this pain. I have this pain behind my right knee. It's sort of pulling and it's hurting. I don't know what's causing it, but it's sort of stiffness there.
Yes, ma'am. And thank you very much for being part of our program. A delightful lady from Morvar. And it's a very common clinical problem when you're talking about pain to the limbs. In her case, she's having it at the back of the knee. Now, that area is referred to as the popliteal fossa. It's a mouthful, but that's the medical term. And you can sometimes get cysts there, which may become very painful. Sometimes the entire leg may become warm and swollen. Occasionally it could be muscular. Is the pain radiating down the leg? Is it muscle? Is it nerve? So are there varicose veins on that particular leg? So your doctor would want to assess based on your history and your physical examination. Are there circulatory problems? Do you need an ultrasound scan of the area? Is the pain radiating from somewhere else? So is there wear and tear to the joints, and the entire knee is affected by arthritis, and sometimes it may radiate to the back. A pulling or cramping pain may indicate problems with the veins, but I'm not attempting to diagnose. Have a chat with your primary care doctor. Just consider, after the examination of your pulses and of course the veins, consider doing an ultrasound scan if they're unclear. Simple anti-inflammatories may help, but we want to determine the reason for that pain rather than just a plaster on a sore. Our next caller hails from Belmont. Good evening, and thank you for being part of the open forum. Welcome, Belmont. Good evening.
Yes, good afternoon, sir. Good night, sir.
Welcome,
Doctor.
sir. Thank you for being part of our show.
You hear me?
Loud and clear. Go right ahead. You're on the air.
I'll be TV off, so
no problem.
Please have it on pause.
Thank you, sir.
I want to listen to your program, and it's a very, very interesting program.
Blessings to you.
But I never really the course to call, but I have a course to call now.
Certainly.
I look at you as a, experienced doctor, and you do a very wonderful job. I hope you could continue.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, right. My concern is that I haven't cramps to the bottom of my foot, numbness at the bottom of my foot and the toes. And I'm in a clinic, the hospital clinic, which is the health center clinic, and they told me about wearing compression socks because it is what you call
veins,
a circulation
varicose veins,
perhaps. Circulation, and it's very vein and this type of thing. But I'm trying to avoid having to do that because I know in this modern time they must have something else that I might be able to use, in order to get rid of that problem. I went through YouTube and I see they talking about capsule, and I also see they were talking about beetroot.
Yes.
So I don't know if you have a private practice that I can get a number or get onto you, because I don't mind dealing with you. You look, you seem to know exactly what you're doing, by the way you speak and everything. So I don't know if you could probably advise me what I could do. If I could, right now I'm trying the capsule, the cayenne capsule. About a week now I'm trying it.
Yes.
So it may be too early to see any results. So could you advise me on that, please? No.
And thank you so much for your kind words and taking the time to call in from Belmont. So now, based on your symptoms, although people may have a cramping or soreness in the legs that may be due to varicose veins, which are these abnormal dilated veins with floppy valves. Sometimes it may be associated with skin changes or even bleeding. Now, stockings may help. Leg elevation, weight loss, and avoiding standing for long periods may assist with some symptoms due to varicose veins. But your cluster seems a bit different. That numbness or burning or pain to the soles of the feet could indicate a separate issue. Perhaps the small nerve fibers are affected. The medical term that we use is neuropathy. Now, I'm just speculating, but those symptoms like numbness, burning, a pins and needles sensation, particularly to the soles of the feet or palms of the hands, could be due to neuropathy or nerve involvement. The commonest cause is diabetes in the world, but it's not the only reason. We always speak about persons who may drink large volumes of alcohol, a low level of vitamin B12. Sometimes medications may exacerbate symptoms. If you've had a history of cancer and been treated for such, or if you have an underactive thyroid. So your doctors at the level of the health center may want to consider if you need to be referred to a neurologist. Sometimes if there's nerve impingement at the lower back, this may cause pain that radiates down the buttocks and legs and cause that numbness to the soles of the feet. So you may have been told that you have a problem with varicose veins and you're managing that appropriately, but is there a second reason? Is there an underlying cause? So we would want to hear from you, and if you can call back after the program, we would want to get some of that information off the air. Thank you once more for being part of our family on Ask the Doctor. So there are many reasons for why the nerves may be involved. Sometimes people take B-complex vitamins. There are some drugs approved for nerve root pain, and this is relevant because many of our persons with diabetes will be nodding sagely. Drugs like gabapentin, pregabalin, or duloxetine, a mouthful, but don't start without chatting with your doctor. And then, as we said, consider a referral to a neurologist, which is available at Port of Spain General. That'll be close to Belmont. Parting is always such sweet sorrow, and what a program this evening. I think I'd like to close with an Irish prayer. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rain fall gently upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. It's a very religious time in Trinidad and Tobago, but it's an old Irish blessing. St. Patrick's Day was on March 17th, and that story may surprise you. He wasn't Irish at all. Would you believe he was born in Roman Britain, likely what is now England? And at just 16 years old, he was kidnapped and taken to Ireland as a slave. It was there, alone and tending sheep, that he found faith. After escaping and returning home, he later made an extraordinary decision. He went back to Ireland, not as a slave this time, but as a missionary, helping to spread Christianity and eventually becoming the patron saint of Ireland. Many of the popular stories, like driving snakes out of that country or using the shamrock, are likely myths added over time. But the real story is powerful enough. When I read about it, it's a young man shaped by hardship who returned to his place of suffering to build, to teach, and to transform lives. And perhaps that's why more than 1,500 years later, the world still remembers him. And maybe that's the lesson today. It's not where you start, it's what you choose to do with what life hands you. A special hello to the Hanus from Caparo in central Trinidad, always firm fans of the program, and birthday blessings to Ramdeo Maraj from Cedras in South Trinidad. Thank you for trusting me to walk beside you each week, in your homes and in your hearts. To my team behind the lens, to the radiant Neela and baby Daniel, and to you, our viewers, stay strong, stay curious, and never stop choosing kindness. Rest, reflect, love deeply. God bless, and we'll see you next time on Ask the Doctor.
You're watching CNC3.